Yeah, because you're you. Because you're you.
I know, we haven't behaved as well as we should have, but I really apologize for that. It's an embarrassment. But it's awesome being up here in beautiful Toronto. And how many Americans do we have here? Let's see. Did they actually let you in?
I know.
Okay. It's so good to be here. We love Toronto. We love you guys. You're our wonderful gold customers. It's fantastic. How many of you attended Toronto shows in the past with us? Oh my God. All right, you're old friends. Okay, good. Well, thank you for being here. This is an extremely rare and wonderful opportunity. You get him solo this time, okay? Everything you ever wanted to know about Jensen Ackles, you're going to find out right now, right? Please welcome the Renaissance man himself, Mr. Jensen Ackles!
Morning, Jensen. You changed the message out.
Morning! My beautiful Canadian people. Seems like I'm here from Canada, but I was backstage with like pretty much. I definitely spent a lot of time here. Anybody from Toronto here or the surrounding areas? Hamilton, anyone? Mississauga? Anybody? No? Probably didn't say that right. Well, as good as Vancouver was to me, got some West Coasters. As good as that city was to me for many, many years, Toronto has now become a bit of a second home to me. The boys, now called Rising. So yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. Maybe I'll just move up to Montreal for a while. Maybe I'll hit Thunder Bay, maybe Calgary, Edmonton, who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna hit all the spots. No, it's nice to be back here. I feel like I just left, which I guess I did. We wrapped up in March. Here it was a very cold winter. A proper winter this year. I was out filming in Caledon. Anybody know where that is? Okay. In like January, I was waist deep snow, full blizzard. I don't know. It was great. It was great. I think it was -20, -25.
Still warm.
Balmy. At what point, can anybody tell me at what point does Celsius and Fahrenheit cross?
40. -40 is the same.
-40, that's right. I felt like we were there. Like, I don't even care, it doesn't even matter what you use. It's just, it was cold, so cold. And I quickly realized that these superhero suits that are works of art, amazing, beautiful things, they're not the most insulated. So I look around, my crew have like 42 jackets and like down comforters and like the whole gloves, and everybody has battery operated clothing here. I didn't have that. I couldn't feel my face. It was, but we got it done, and it was an experience. And yeah, it's whoever says that, you know, oh, movie making and TV making, it's all sunglasses and sunshine. It's not the projects I do. Anyway, happy to be here. Thank you guys for bringing me here and having me back. And I'm going to just kind of open it up to some questions because we have limited time. So let's go right in the back there. You had your hand up first, denim shirt. That's you. All right.
I just wondered if there was any other Crimpy show or project you would have liked to have been a part of.
All of them.
Yeah.
I'll do anything that guy does. I think he has just been an absolute savant when it comes to world building, character creating, storytelling. He knows that I've told him many times. I'm like, you know, what are we doing next? Yeah, he is certainly one of the guys that if he's got something going, I would love to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. Really happy it was the boys. And, you know, when he did, you know, I thought Revolution was great. Timeless, I thought was also great. I felt like he was maybe a little handcuffed on his abilities and what he's capable of doing with those shows, largely because they were broadcast and there was multiple kind of producers involved, and J.J. Abrams was one of them, so they, you know, there was a lot of micromanaging, I think, happening, and he kind of had to stay in his lane. And then he got the boys, and it all opened up. And we could clearly see what he's capable of.
No rules, no boundaries.
No rules, no boundaries. So yeah, I will forever come running if he calls. So yeah, he's a special talent, and you can tell him I said so. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Back row, glasses. Yes. Hi.
Oh my gosh, this is a great experience. I've come here from Australia, so I've traveled a long way.
Oh, nice. What part of Australia?
I'm from Brisbane.
Brisbane?
So, closer to the Sunshine Coast. I don't know whether you've ever heard of it.
I know it.
It's a nice place.
Yes.
Yeah, great. I just wanted to tell a little story before I ask a question. This weekend's been amazing for me. I celebrated my 50th birthday here.
Happy birthday.
And I had a great act of kindness happen while I was here, so I just wanted to share it with you and then ask you the question. So I lost my ticket to Misha when I was racing around doing a couple of things.
You lost your ticket?
I lost my ticket.
Yeah.
And I
It's
was
okay.
my heart,
Probably for the best.
my heart was pounding 100 miles a minute, and I'm like, I'm not going to get my photo. Went and I saw the girls here, and somebody had actually handed it in. And I was
Somebody actually what?
handed it in.
Oh, you turned it in.
Yeah, they turned it in, and I was just
Good on you, whoever you are.
Yeah, so.
Oh, oh. See?
Thank you so
There it is,
much.
right here.
Thank you so much, you're a legend.
I would have been devastated.
So you have a great fan base, look at that. So my question is, have you ever had something like that happen to yourself, or it was just an amazing act of kindness?
That's a good question. Yeah, there's, I mean, I travel around a lot. I have the opportunity of meeting a lot of different people from a lot of different cultures and backgrounds and all over the globe. And I can tell you through my experience that humans are good people. I think in generally speaking, I think there's just a lot of good out there. And I know it doesn't get talked about as much as the bad. And sure, there are bad actors out there, but a few of them on this stage. But I really do believe that we're good. That there's a lot of kindness that doesn't get talked about as much as it should. Like just the simple act here. I've had the opportunity. I'm trying to think if there was one that kind of has been done to me. It wasn't to me specifically. It was my wife had lost her wallet, and we were in New York, and it somehow she had her our hotel key in her wallet, and we lost it. I forget where we were. Somewhere, just walking around Manhattan, and we thought it got stolen. We're like, oh, somehow, some way, somebody reached into her bag, nipped her wallet, and it's gone. So we get back to the hotel thinking like, we're gonna have to call and cancel the credit cards and do all this stuff. And the person at the front desk was like, excuse me, somebody came and turned this in for you. Went to the hotel because of the hotel key and was like, here's your wallet back. And so, don't know who it was, all the cash was still in there, like, all of it. And I was like, in New York? Okay, New York. Surprise. Yeah, so those things do happen, and I'm glad that they still happen, and it's nice when good things happen to good people too, you know? So, thank you. All right, let's go right in front. Yeah. You're literally waving at me. Me? Hi, good morning.
My name is Jenny. This question is kind of from the very first episode of Woman in White, and when you and Jared are being chased by Baby, and he stays up on the, and you jump over, and then you're covered in a whole bunch of, needless to say, shit. So how many times did that take that you would just sit down there covered in that, and how long did it take you to get it off?
It was, yeah, I remember that. I don't think that was scripted. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a long time.
Did you lose at rock, paper, scissors because you had it wrong?
No, that was like one of those moments where I was like, this is a good character building moment for Dean, where you know, we were just starting to see kind of a little bit of that comedy come out. And so, I feel like it was originally scripted that we both jump. And then maybe it was David Nutter, the director, or even Ricky thought it would be funnier if just one of them went. And then that was kind of the comedic moment. And so, yeah, I obviously did not do the jump. That was a stunt double who actually did it. And, like, it was on like a wire. So he didn't actually fall all the way down because it was a pretty far jump. But then I had to go down there and I had to get into the water, which was very cold at that time because it was like we were filming in March, I think that was. And so the water was very cold, and I got down there, and then special effects came and just caked me full of mud. And it turned out to be kind of one of those first times that we see Dean have that bit of comedy relief within a dire situation. And I really loved that moment. So it was, but yeah, that was not fun getting caked up in that mud. A lot of times they're like, oh, this is some biodegradable, non-toxic material that we're gonna slather all over you. I don't know whether I believe them all the time. The worst one just made me think of like one where they were like, oh, okay, the dirt. Remember when Dean got buried alive in the casket, and I punched a hole in the wood, and the dirt kind of like comes down. They were like, oh, good news for you. We're just going to use crushed Oreos. And I was like, great. This sounds great. So it was like just, bags and bags and bags of crushed Oreos. I mean, when you crush them all up, it looks like dirt. And so I remember when I hit it and all of that dirt came down on me, I turned my head at the last second. I think I've told this story before. And I had forgot to put earplugs in. And so I was digging Oreo out of my ear for like a week. That was not great. But yeah, they usually special effects tries to come up, or even special effects and makeup try to come up with things that are, at least somewhat tolerable when it's things like that. But still, you can't prepare yourself for it all the time. Yeah. Thanks. All right, let's go over here. How about in the back, yellow shirt? Hi.
Have you had any frustration while filming with a cast member, or just something that boils over into the next day that affects you? And if you did, how did you deal with it?
What? I couldn't hear you. Say again?
Have you had any frustrations from the day prior boil over into the next day that kind of stuck with you, and how did you deal with it?
Like frustrations filming, or just in
filming,
life?
or with a cast member, or even your own personal life. How did you deal with it?
I guess it depends on what it is. I mean, sure, there's frustrating days on set, and I try not to get emotional about stuff like that. I try to figure out a solve. Like, okay, how can we, what's the problem? Why is this happening? How can we stop it from happening? How can we avoid it in the future? And so that sometimes requires a conversation with someone or some folks to kind of figure out why it's happening and how to stop it and how to avoid it. But yeah, I'm not a big grudge holder. I like to deal with it and move on.
Deal with it like a grown adult.
Deal with it like an adult, yeah. Yeah. Don't try to get revenge, don't try to get back, don't try to do any of that stuff. Handle it like like a responsible human being and then move on from it. I find that generally when you take that approach, you have better outcomes. I know that's not easy for everybody. Some people want to just react and get angry and lash out. I try to avoid that, certainly in the workplace, at all costs. Yeah, that's kind of how I try to handle it. It's not always successful, but most of the time I am. Thank you. Yes. Just go ahead and ask it. I'll repeat it.
So we all love season 5. The finale was great.
She says, so we all loved season 5 of The Boys.
So my question is...
Someone's here is like, I haven't seen it. I don't know that show.
So some of the things that Soulja Boy said, and with what we know about Clara, Liberty's character, kind of leads me to believe that maybe the love they shared was heavily influenced by her desire to fulfill her Dr. Bob's work. So the
Okay, let me just translate. She's saying, so the information that we kind of got season 5 about Soulja Boy and Clara and the love that they shared in the past could have been heavily influenced by her desire to use Soulja Boy for kind of the greater good of the company, so to speak, for advancement.
Yeah, her and Dr. Boss.
To fulfill her Dr. Boss work.
Yeah, so without giving too much away, kind of what are we going to learn about their dynamic in Walmart?
So she's asking, what are we going to learn about Clara and Soulja Boy's dynamic in the prequel? Yeah, we definitely explore that. We go into that heavily. Figure out, kind of find out what drew him to her in the first place, and also what drew her to him. And that is kind of the running question: is it from her? Is it authentic, or is she just a puppet master? And without giving anything away, I'd say that that is certainly a question that is asked. And the answer to the question is, I think, explored in a variety of ways, but not necessarily definitive. So there is that kind of like, is it real or is it real? Or is it real or is it not real? The love that, I think it's pretty safe to say that his is authentic, but we're still trying to figure out where she's coming from and if that is genuine. Yeah. Stay tuned. All right, let's go over here. How about, yes, in the Castiel, get up. Hi.
Hi, this is my first time ever at one of these conventions. So
Welcome.
I just want to say thank you for being here. My question is, are you actually a fan of Scooby-Doo?
Am I a fan of Scooby-Doo? Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I grew up watching that show. I obviously was very familiar with all of the story, the characters, the catch lines, all of that stuff. When I heard that there was an idea of doing a crossover with Supernatural, it was certainly not on my bingo card to have Scooby-Doo be the one that we crossed over with. There was a bunch of other shows I thought would have made more sense, but I'm glad that it came about. I'm glad that those guys approached us and that they were able to make it happen, because when you look back at it, you're like, of course, that makes perfect sense, So yeah, and I also love it because it was the one episode I was able to show my kids when they were little.
So when you said you'd take a bullet for that documentary.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's go over, yes sir, right here. Here, we got a mic for you.
Specifically supernatural. Any scene come to mind that was particularly difficult? You had to take pause and think, okay, how do I approach this before I set the scene?
Yeah, was there any scene that was like difficult that I had to?
In particular, where you had to think, oh, wait a minute, I better think a little bit more about this, for any reason. Or somebody's made me laugh too much.
Well, we laughed too much on set every day. That was one of the reasons why I think we did it for so long, because we truly enjoyed the work and had a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, I would say some of the ones that gave me pause or that were just really difficult. You know, there's a list of them. I'll give you two examples that kind of popped in my head. One was the cage fight with Sam and Dean and Lucifer. Most of you may know this, but Mark Pellegrino is a trained boxer and fighter. He went from boxing and now he's like he trains jiu-jitsu to this day. Not a person you would want to mess with. And now we're getting into like fight choreography with a guy who really knows how to throw a punch. And at one point, the guy come up behind him, he turns around and just, you know, Lucifer hits Dean right in the face and knocks him back. And as we're kind of rehearsing it and walking through, you know, kind of do it in slow motion when you're just kind of like walking out the beats. And Mark turns to me and throws this punch that was supposed to be in slow motion. It didn't feel like it was in slow motion. But then I realized it was slow motion for him. Then I also realized that he's trained to connect. Yeah. That gave me great pause. Because when they yell action, is he gonna remember not to connect with my face? And I will say that he came so close that it was like, I feel like the hairs on my nose, which are not even existent, felt his fist. And it was it was just so close, and it was so perfect. And then I realized how amazingly controlled he is with his strikes and his punches and stuff. But it scared the shit out of me. When we went in real time and he threw that punch in my face, I was like, well, that's it for me today. So that was certainly one that gave me a lot of pause, was getting hit in the face by Mark Pellegrino. The other one, I would say, there's probably a lot of emotional scenes that just inevitably take its toll on you. And I could walk you through a bunch of them, but one I remember specifically was the scene where Dean was telling Sam about his experience in hell. And for whatever reason, it's weird. It's a weird thing when you're getting emotional and as an actor in a scene, playing a character, getting emotional about something that A, you didn't really happen, B, you're not even that person, and you're effectively tricking your brain and your body into feeling these emotions and making them real. I guess that's acting. And for whatever reason, I really, it just kind of opened up in one of the takes. And I couldn't turn it off. And I had to, and they yelled cut. Miller Tobin was directing an episode. When he yelled cut, I had to walk away. Because I couldn't, my body was writhing. Because it was so upset. And Jared kind of came up to me, I just walked down the road because I couldn't turn it off. He just walked up and put an arm around me, just walked with me, didn't say a word. And I was like, I'm okay, I'm all right. He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, no, I'm not. So it's yeah, there's a lot of scenes like that, emotional scenes that are just really, really tough to get through because it's you know, I wasn't really faking it. Like those were real. That was real emotion.
You're amazing at it.
All right, calm down. So anyway, that's just two scenes that I could think of that kind of like, you know, gave me pause in very different ways. All right, I think we got time for one more. Let's go right here. Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
This is my first convention as well, so
Welcome.
I'm sorry if I ask you a question that you've already been asked before.
That's all right.
I'm a huge fan of Radio Company, so is there any like plans to do any more music or anything in the future?
No plans right now.
Can
but
you make some?
Sure. Yeah, that's you know, that it's kind of just something that kind of happens when it happens. You know, we're not, because Steve and I, you know, aren't doing this for like our sole, it's not our sole job. Like we're not really like overly focused on doing this and committing all this time to it. So it kind of just happens when it happens and when we get together and, you know, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, hopefully he and I can get together sometime soon. It usually just happens when we're hanging out. All of a sudden we, you know, knock out 2 songs, or like, then we look around after hanging out for however long, and it's like, oh, we've got like 18 songs we've written. Maybe we should record some of these. That's how it happens. So yeah, I guess I just need to hang out with Steve a little bit more.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. All right, guys. That's it for me. Thank you so much for being here today. I will see you in a little bit.